What's going on, world? This is Rэй Uильямс coming at you live from fantastic Miami, Florida, here at the Rэй Uильямs Classic, and I am going to answer some of the questions that you guys submitted right here and now.
Why did you start powerlifting?
I started powerlifting because of a Facebook bet between me and my brother about who would bench press 500 first. And we basically agreed to post our progression videos on Facebook each week on Friday. And pretty much what happened was, in the midst of the contest, he went and did a powerlifting meet in, I think it was Definiac Springs, Florida. And he loved it. Told me that I probably should look into it because, you know, there's no reason to walk around the world strong for no reason. So I jumped in a powerlifting meet, one of the first ones, a little local powerlifting meet in my area, and I didn't quite like it like he did because the competitive side of me didn't like the participatory award type thing. And then if you know anything about powerlifting, it's super expensive. So I really didn't like it until I did my first USAPL meet down in Mobile and fell in love with the sport ever since. Been in love with the sport ever since.
What has been your favorite moment in powerlifting?
There are so many, but one of my favorite moments is just and it's kind of not necessarily a trick question, but a trick answer. It's just the camaraderie that you experience at every meet. Like, no matter how much work you've put in and you're dialed in on hitting your numbers, it's just the camaraderie that you get from the lifters, the coaches, you know, everybody. Everybody wants everybody to succeed. And I guess there's not one definitive moment, but actually an accumulation of moments, and most of that involves the people that, you know, that are around you at these meets.
How has your training been since going to Worlds?
It has been really difficult because dealing with the weight loss, you know, I was really upset about Worlds, but you know, one thing I have to take into consideration after Worlds is that, you know, a good man won a championship, and I've got nothing but respect for that gentleman, and I'm happy for him and I'm happy for his country. But as far as my training, you know, I kind of want to jump back right to where I was when I went to Worlds, because I know what I'm capable of if I'm healthy, my weight is right, and my mind is right. I know exactly what I'm capable of. But, you know, the one thing I have to tell myself is I'm in the process of putting that weight back on. So the mind and the mentality, all that is still there. It's just that every time I get under the bar or every time I approach the bar, I have to remind myself that I'm a smaller version of myself, and not to get carried away and go in and hurt myself, and then I'm on the shelf for a while. So far my training it's been up and down. It's been a struggle, but I'm starting to come to terms with the fact that the harder I train, the better I eat. You know, the weight will come back, and so will the big numbers.
Okay. What's your favorite pre-workout meal or snack?
Watermelon. I love watermelon. Watermelon is awesome. Yeah, I can eat it all day. Like, that's my favorite everything right now. Because being that, you know, I've hired a nutritionalist to help me gain the weight back in a healthy manner, whatever that means. You know, I'm trying to stay away from all the foods that, you know, that help you gain weight but also contribute to bad health. So You know, right now my favorite snack is watermelon, fruit. You know, anything cold and fruity, I can deal with it.
What about pre-workout meal?
Pre-workout meal, it's gonna always be rice and eggs. Like, it's to the day I stop powerlifting, rice and eggs do it for me.
How many times do you eat in a day?
To go back, I hired a nutritionist, so right now I'm at 5 meals a day. You know, we're trying to play with, you know, that formula until the weight starts coming back. So right now I'm at 5 meals a day.
Since I've gotten bigger and stronger, is it hard to sleep on your side? Can you do it?
The bigger you get, you'll start to see, no matter how firm or how soft your bed is, if you sleep on your side, you will experience some shoulder, arm, hand tingling of some way, shape, or form. Like, if I sleep on my side, my hand tingles. It feels like my shoulder is stuck or jammed. So if I do sleep on my side, I make sure that I have pillows. Number one, keep my head elevated, and number two, I keep one under my shoulder so I'm not sleeping directly on my shoulder.
What is the best squat cue?
The best squat cue I can give anybody, if I can only give one, that would have to be bracing. Proper bracing can turn a bad squat into an okay squat. Because a lot of people, as coaches and as students of powerlifting, they're told to always breathe deep, take a deep breath. But in saying that, you're not saying enough. When you brace, when you take that air in, you have to make sure you're not just taking it in your chest. You're not just inflating your chest. You want to take it in, you want to belly breathe. You almost want to, when you brace, you want to suck the air in and push out against your belt as if somebody is about to punch you in the stomach. And that's my best cue. Proper bracing is an awesome way to turn a bad squat into an okay squat into a great squat.
What is your favorite SBD limited edition colorway?
Me, if you've ever paid attention to my deadlift shoes, they're red. Those shoes are old. Those shoes are beaten up. The front is actually peeling off of them because somebody actually stole my original pair in Oakland, California. Whoever you are, I will find you. But my favorite has to be red. You know, I just like loud colors. I'm like a peacock. You know, if you ever seen a male peacock when he's in heat and, you know, he's chasing a female, he's boastful. He wants to show his colors. And, you know, when I'm on the platform, I'm the same way. I like those loud colors. I like that red. That red just pops. And it'll match my shoes, so yeah.
I'm going to my first nationals. What advice do you have?
Don't do what I did in Sweden. Don't get attached to a number. Never get attached to a number, because as bad as a meet as I had, I still could have had a chance at the meet if I would have not been so bold and so stuck on that 500 kg squat. I could have easily, me and my coach could have easily redone the numbers, but as the athlete, I didn't communicate with my coach because I was stuck on that number, and that cost me. That cost me a meet. And my advice to you: don't get stuck on a number. Take whatever's there, be a technician, and win the meet. That's the goal. I mean, you have to, as a lifter, you have to know when the big meets are, the meets where you can have fun, cut loose, and just go for it. And then you have to know those meets where you have to be more of a technician. You have to focus more on execution, just so you can get a good foot in that door. And you know, don't get attached to a number. Don't get attached to a number and have fun. That's my advice if it's your first nationals.
How do you breathe when squatting heavy?
For the most part, what we talked about bracing, you know, it's all about timing, and you know, it's more of a personal preference about how you want to do it. But I know for me, I normally stand there for a second, and once I feel that the time is right, I take my deep breath, I brace, and I hold it in until I get back to the top of the squat. And once the weight settles, I exhale, and then I brace again if I'm working for reps. But the key is let the weight settle, then brace. Never brace before the weight is settled, because all you're going to do, that bar is going to oscillate. It's going to oscillate you to death. It's going to make you tired. Then when you go into your squat, you've been holding your breath for way longer than you need to, and you're going to end up exhaling on the way up. And it's just going to, you know, cause your squat to go downhill from there.
What do you think about to get your adrenaline going for a big lift?
Actually, I'm more of a music person. I let my music fuel my mood, and you know, most of the time I think about my family. You know, like I think about, you know, everything that I represent, and I take that and whatever music I'm listening to, I tune the rest of the world out, and I just cut a fool. I mean, that's the thing. Like when you're in the gym, like that's all you got. You know, all you got is that mentality, that attitude. You know, some people are calm lifters, but even the calm lifters, I guarantee you, if you could take a peek into their thoughts, I guarantee you it's a lot of chaos, and it's a lot of rage, it's a lot of something going on there to get them going. I let mine out.
Do you feel pressure to hit certain numbers?
No, because in order to feel pressure, that means that I'm trying to appease someone or do this for someone else. I'm doing this for me. So if I go into the gym, you know, like I said, Sweden taught me a lot. When I go into the gym, when I go into a meet, if it's there, I'm going to take it. If it ain't, then, you know, you just got to chalk it up to experience, learn from it, and try to get it in the next training cycle.
Has powerlifting changed your perspective on life in any way?
No, because I played college football. And the same thing I said about powerlifting, I looked at football the same way. I played football I've been on several championship teams from high school and college, and I barely remember any score of any game I've ever played in. But the one thing I do remember is the camaraderie I had with my teammates. And like I said about powerlifting, it's about the people, because at the end of the day, like I feel like every time I register for a meet, you got that section where it always asks for your best squat, your best bench, your best deadlift, your best total. I never remember that stuff. I have to Google my own numbers. And because that's not why I do this. You know, it's never been about the numbers. It never will be about the numbers. You know, it's about the people around you that, you know, enrich your life and make your life better. So, you know, the same camaraderie I had in football, I found in powerlifting. On behalf of myself and SBD Apparel, I just want to thank you guys for your questions, taking the time out of your day just to submit these questions. I just want you to know I appreciate it. Thank you, and see you guys later.